Okay guys, it's taken me a while to get this video done because the weather hasn't been helping me. But it's time to check out phase 3, the final phase. We are there, we are done. It's time to check out my horn. Let's do this. So it is currently Tuesday, 2 days before Halloween. I actually completed my display on Sunday and it has been very popular. We've had an awful lot of people coming by already. I think it looks great. I'm very pleased with it overall, but there are a few issues that I'll talk about in a minute. So starting on this side of the horn, we've got my witch's house. We'll go over some of the details in a minute. I just want to show you, we've obviously got Lily, we've got my cauldron stirring witch, I've got some candles and I've got it all lit up. I've also got some smaller details down here. We've got that funny little pumpkin guy, mutant pumpkin guy. We've also got the thing I got from the Halloween store UK, and I also got that one from Asda, so just kind of cool little witchy things. Here's my swamp area, which isn't working as well as what I would have liked, but they are working nevertheless. And it does get a bit sort of misty over here, so that's kind of cool. My static witch, who always looks very menacing when lit. I haven't got the lights in the cauldron yet, that's something I've got to do. I've got the dancing witch in the window, I just thought that was kind of fun. She was there dancing away in the window. We've got our spider back on the porch, though his LED eyes have decided to stop working this year, but then again, they've never worked properly. We've got my scarecrow, who I think is beginning to see better days, and he doesn't help that I've got him on a tilt here. But he is still working, he's still going as best as he can. My flame lights, of course, are still working in my pillars, but there is a flame light situation that I want to talk about in a minute. I've got my pumpkin of Frankenstein's monster, of course, gotta be this year. Jumping spiders down here, he's been highly entertaining. Everyone absolutely loves Jumping Spider. And I've got my tombstones, including buried alive, I should say. Though I want to light my other tombstones a little bit better in the coming days, and my pop-up guy's still working. We've got the Reaper, who's looking extraordinary as always. The smoke that's coming out of his chest at the minute is because the tube for the smoke machine is right underneath him, and it kind of takes a while to filter up that high. Got my tentacles out again. Got my Asda zombie stood here on the corner of the graveyard. There will be a lot more lights on this corner. From here on in is where my bigger animatronics really are. We've got my Headless Horseman, of course, who's still working really well, looking extraordinary. We've got my Tom, the Wailing Phantom, thanks to my friend Sai, who is working just as he should be, though he is still a bit squeaky and a little bit temperamental. We've got my dragon, who's looking extraordinary. Even though I think I'm kind of over him a little bit, I still really like him, and he is a bit of he's a bit of a draw. People do like looking at him. Here's where the banjo skeletons usually would be, but it has been such a wet, horrible day today, even though it was predicted it wasn't going to be, but that's another story, that I didn't bother to put them out, and I will put them out tomorrow, hopefully. Also, because it was wet, under this tarpaulin is Frankenstein. You'll be glad to know, and I will insert a picture, though I didn't film him. He is working. He is working exactly how I wanted him to. I didn't add the details I wanted, but he does look really good nevertheless. And yes, he is working, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have him out and running. And over there, of course, which you've already seen running, is my Reaper. There he goes, bit of a clap and he starts working. Here's the bat as well, which I've just kind of got hung here over Frankenstein. He's looking very hilarious. Got my mad scientist stuff, which you've seen. And then hanging from here is my Morris Costumes bat, which I've got hanging from the edge of the castle, looking pretty damn terrifying, I've got to say. The only thing I've not added today, I usually put a light up in the tower, which I haven't done. And you'll notice that there is some missing flame lights, which I'll explain about in a minute. The lightning effect in the window is still looking really effective, and it's one of those things that people don't notice at first. They're too busy looking at all the big animatronics, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, look at the lightning in the window. It is a very cool effect that takes a little bit of time to get used to. You can see at the back there's a pipe which I run smoke through from the smoke machine which is hiding inside the castle. It looks very cool at night, I have to say, and I'm very pleased with how it all turned out. I just wish the weather would perk up a little bit, because at the minute the weather has been rather iffy, which leads me on to my first little discussion. The flame lights that were on the castle. So Friday night I come home, it's a dry evening. I've got about 3 different weather forecast things on my phone to talk about the weather, and there was a 0% chance of rain that evening. Not even a little bit of rain, not even a tiny bit of rain. That those flame effect lights, as cool as they are not outdoor rated. They were only ever to be used when it was a dry evening. And because it was supposed to be dry, I thought, what can go wrong? I'll put them out, they'll look really good, hooray! And it was a oh dear kind of a situation, because that is exactly what happened while I went and had a shower. It absolutely poured down and the flame lights got very wet. They're not broken, but I'm a little bit trepidatious about using them again now because they accidentally tripped the house. Yeah, that's right. The house was plunged into darkness, all because of some flame lights. As I was trying to rapidly unplug them to get them inside, the house just tripped. And I've been a bit frightened of using them since, but I think I might give them a try tomorrow. I think I might have solved the issue there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the next couple of days are supposed to be relatively dry. But like I say, it was supposed to be dry that night and then ended up not being. Apart from a whole bunch of battery operated things as well that have stopped working. And it's not, before you say it's because they're wet, it's not because they're wet. They stopped operating before they got wet. So I've let them get wet now because why not? Everything else seems to be working pretty well. Like I say, I've got to perfect a few areas of lighting. I've got some battery operated lights I'm going to use. And there are elements like the eyes of these spiders that I'm going to put on Halloween night and all kinds of different things. I was going to black out that, and no, I can't be bothered now. The other disappointing thing that has happened, and you may have noticed, Lily isn't opening her eyes.
My good looks, eh?
Look, her eyes are moving. You can see them moving, but the eyelids have stopped blinking, which is massively disappointing. Hugely disappointing. I mean, the thing about it is, and I've talked about this before on my channel, the people who come to see the display actually don't have a clue. They don't know that that's what Lethal Lily's eyes are supposed to do. They just think she's a bit of a squinty witch. But I know that's what she's supposed to do, and it's really annoying that she's now not doing it. It's a bit of a sad one. I think a servo must have gone in her eyes. My good friend Sai has already offered to take a look at her sometime after Halloween, but for now at least, this is how she'll have to be. It's a bit of a shame. I'm very sad about it, but it is what it is. These things do happen. Apart from that, she's still a stunning prop and still one of my absolute favourites. It's just a shame that that's happened. So overall, guys, it's been an it's a mixed review of this season. I'm glad I've got it all out. Everyone who comes by is very much impressed. I'm quite impressed. I do really love my castle. I just want to get it better lit in the coming days, and hopefully those flame lights I won't have the same problem with again. Apart from that, it all does look really good. There are lots of little tiny elements I want to add that I've not been able to add because the weather's been so terrible. A few more light up things in the scientific sort of area over there, and of course I want to get Frankenstein working again, though I have to say, even just under a tarpaulin he still looks kind of effective, because you can't mistake what that's supposed to be. It definitely looks like a body on a table under a tarp. But anyway, that's obviously not how I want him to look for the whole time, and hopefully I'll get him up and running in the coming days and he'll look great for Halloween itself. We've had an awful lot of interest from the media. We're in the local newspaper again, and the other day BBC Radio Stoke appeared on our doorstep to do an interview about our Halloween display, which was kind of unexpected and a little bit terrifying, I'm not going to lie. I'm also supposed to be going on live at some point, which is also terrifying for me. But you know, it is what it is. When you do crazy stuff like this, people want to hear why you want to do this crazy stuff. And I guess that's what I have to do. Anyway, guys, from me here at the haunted Medway Manor, finally having put it all together, phase 3 complete. I bid you farewell, and I hopefully will get another video out before Halloween. See you soon, guys. Keep it spooky. Bye.
My faithful steed is getting restless. We have searched for my head in this barren land for many years, and our frustrations are reaching a fever pitch. Look who comes to take another soul. Will it be yours? Welcome to the Atlas. Beware all
Potion. I just need a few ingredients that you seem to have. How about you stir for a while? You won't miss them at all. I promise that it will be quick and mostly painless.